With almost $2 billion lost in 2023 due to hacks and scams, we can confidently say that this is one of the biggest, if not the biggest hurdle to mass adoption. But here's the thing, there is a solution to all this. It's been under our nose for quite some time, and most of y'all probably haven't heard of it. It's called Energi, which is an under-the-radar Layer 1 blockchain. Now, you're probably thinking, how can a blockchain stop hacks and scams, right? Well, today, I'm gonna tell you exactly how. I'll share the story of how Energi came to be, how they turned into the most security-focused blockchain in the world, and how they're able to stop crypto theft once and for all. Now, with full disclosure, this is a sponsored video, but honestly, this mission of security really resonates with me because I've gotten my crypto stolen in the past. I'm kind of ashamed to admit this, but back in 2018, I lost around 20 ETH due to a stupid mistake on my end. I clicked a malicious link in my email, and I thought I was safe because I had antivirus software, but unfortunately, I got phished and ended up downloading a malicious Chrome extension that gave them access to my Google account. Through that, the hackers were able to get access to my MetaMask and my exchange accounts. So they drained my precious ETH, and that made me feel like leaving crypto once and for all. That's how bad I felt in my gut. Well, fortunately, I ended up powering through and rebuilding my stack piece by piece. But ever since then, I started caring about security way more, perhaps even making it my #1 priority when it comes to doing crypto activities. So that shift in mindset is a big reason why I'm so drawn to Energi. Now, before we can understand what they do, we gotta start at the beginning with an OG crypto veteran called Tommy. Tommy's been in the space since 2013, and after using all the blockchains out there for a few years, he felt that none of them had a good enough of an experience, so he set out to build his own in 2017. But here's the thing, he didn't set off to tackle security at first. He was just building a normal Layer 1 blockchain. However, many of his community members were falling for the same hacks and scams that were so prevalent throughout crypto. So that hit Tommy especially hard, and he made it his mission to stop those once and for all. Now, keep in mind, Energi already had an ambitious roadmap at that point. They were migrating to an EVM blockchain, launching their own DEX and their own bridge. So they already had their work cut out for them. And then they had to tackle all these security issues as well. But fortunately, they were able to do just that. And that's how their Defense in Depth protocol, Energi Bureau of Investigations, and their decentralized governance system were born. Together, those have helped them go 3 straight years without any successful hacks or theft throughout their entire ecosystem. So that's an incredible accomplishment. And this isn't just me shilling them, by the way. Think about what this means for crypto as a whole. This means that you can now go tell your aunt to go use Energi, and you don't have to worry about her losing money due to scams or theft. So that, my friend, is the key to mass adoption. But I really want to go deeper here into their security protocols, because that's what really sets them apart from all the other blockchains out there. So here's how it works. It all starts with their wallet alerts system, which sends you an email if your funds are being moved without your consent. This is similar to the text messages that your bank or credit card company sends you if they detect some suspicious transactions going on. So you'll know that something is off, and from there you'll have up to 3.5 days to report a theft or malicious transaction. They chose 3.5 days as a time period for that because sometimes people are away from their computer or maybe off on a weekend trip, so that time period should be long enough to catch the majority of cases. Anyhow, in order to give people that time period, Energi has adjusted their settlement time to T+3 days, at least when it comes to bridging assets off their ecosystem or depositing Energi assets onto an exchange. So this means that your transaction does not fully clear until after that period, at least when it comes to those types of actions. So after you report it to the Energi defense team, a specialized group of investigators called the Energi Bureau of Investigations, or EBI, temporarily freezes the funds in question and then begins their investigation. These are true pros that hail from the cybersecurity industry and the intelligence community, so they know what they're doing. And they end up providing a recommendation with what to do within a few days' time. So if they agree that a theft has indeed occurred, then they will ask the decentralized governance group to freeze the hacker's funds and return it to your address. And that's it. Super simple, yet so effective in practice. Now, before you start furiously typing your objections to such a system, let me address 2 main points up front. First is that you may think that this is a super centralized system, right? But it's actually done in a very decentralized manner because it's their masternode operators that vote on the EPI's recommendations. They don't have to vote a certain direction, but most of the time they do listen to the EPI's recommendation, as those are the pros after all. And also second, I know it's not technically accurate to say that Energi is scam free because there are some types of scams that could still happen. Like if a team pulls a slow rug and doesn't deliver on their promises, or they slowly drain their liquidity, well, that kind of stuff is not protected by Energi's system and can still happen in their ecosystem. So it's only the explicit theft and hacks that are stopped. So I just wanted to clarify that. But anyhow, while their system is already quite effective, they are not done yet. Tommy's grand vision of crypto is ethical money, and there's a lot more work to be done there. They've been heads down building for the past few years, so all their tech and products are ready to go. But they still don't have that big of an ecosystem, to be honest. So it's time to go heavy on marketing and business development. And their team knows that. They know that they can't just build a great product and expect that people will come, which is why one of their growth strategies is to show specific subsectors of crypto how they can benefit from Energi's tech. For example, they've been working on their GonnaMakeIt NFT marketplace for 2 years now, and they're super hyped about it as it gets deployed to mainnet. GonnaMakeIt will not only give NFT collectors peace of mind through its anti-theft features, but will also give NFT creators peace of mind through their royalty protection. So this is super important because we've seen so many people on Twitter cry out for help as their NFTs get drained from their wallets. NFT collectors are often a more normie crowd after all, so they may not know all the security best practices like hardware wallets, etc., but that means that when they get hacked, they may decide to never come back. And that is a huge problem for mass adoption. So Energy's security features will end those heartbreaks once and for all, and I think this strategy of spotlighting what they can do for the NFT space is super smart. Also, royalty theft is another big deal that has negatively impacted NFT artists, with a lot of popular marketplaces leaving them out to dry. So yeah, by fixing those two issues, I think Energy's GonnaMakeIt marketplace could really boom during this next bull run as they get the word out. And speaking of getting the word out, they will also be doing more collaborations with creators and other types of marketing/BD campaigns. One of their main goals is to convince builders to come build on Energi, and I don't think that should be hard as long as they can get in front of the right people. After all, Energi is EVM compatible, so all the devs out there with EVM dApps could easily port them over, and when they do so, they'll be able to offer the community Energi's security protection from day one. Now, Energi is also looking for NFT/gaming communities that want to build on a safe blockchain. So if that's you, just reach out to Tommy to chat. His DMs are open on X. And also, if you're not a builder but you want to try them out, then go visit this Get Energi page that I'll link below. Cheers!